Jay here. Today's beer review will be on Alright, tonight's beer review is going to be on the Porterhouse Oyster Stout. And yes, it sounds gross, but this beer is actually brewed with oysters. That being said, hope you'd actually be willing to give it a try, just to try something so unique as a beer that's brewed with oysters. Now, this beer clocks in at an 83 score from Beer Advocate, and it's 5.2 ABV. That being said, a couple of things to note here that are really cool is, number one, their bottle comes with a pre-installed opener. We'll see how well that works. Another thing, on the side of the bottle over here is like a little fingerprint, and it's very ridged. Kind of a cool little addition to your label. And one of the coolest things I've seen in a long time is on the very back of the bottle, right here. They tell you what malts they use to brew this beer and what hops they use to brew this beer. So if you ever wanted to clone this or come close to cloning it as a home brewer, the information's right there on the bottle, and I think that is truly awesome of this brewery to put that on there. They also say that they are the largest genuine Irish brewery. Now, I don't know a whole lot about them. As far as I knew, St. James Gate was the largest brewery, but there again, maybe they're not owned entirely by Irish people, and that's why they are able to put this on that bottle, which is pretty cool. So anyway, let's crack it open, see how well their little opener here works, and see how this beer is. The opener worked really, really well. Tore the cap kind of in half, but it popped right off, so awesome. Uh-oh. That's a dark one too. That's going to make a stain. Sorry about that. That was a bad pour on my part. Anyway, let's give it a smell. It smells like a regular stout. There's no hint that there's any kind of fishiness to it, or that you would know there's any kind of oysters in there whatsoever. It smells like a really good roasted barley stout. That's all you could describe it as. It's moderately smooth. It's not incredibly smooth, but it's not harsh to drink. There's no fishiness to it. There's nothing you would ever know there's oysters in this beer, but there is a unique flavor to this beer, and it's very good. Wow, it's one of the better stouts I've ever had. It's right up there with Guinness or Left Hand. Just on a quality of a stout. I know those are two wildly different styles, but they're probably some of the better ones to judge your flavors by. This is right up there with it. It's kind of a dry stout, not a sweet stout. Absolutely phenomenal. On nitro, this would be even better if you could find it. It's that smooth and good. But really, it's just a hint of sweetness when it first comes to your mouth, and then just those roasted barley notes just slam into you. There's little or no hop note. There's a little bit of bitterness, but it feels like it comes more from the roasted barley than it does the hops, though there are several varieties of hops listed in this beer. They're probably in very minimal amounts, and they're just for bittering. Excellent beer as far as my ratings go. Sessionability, I think it's a 5-pack. I don't see you wearing out on this. It's a good quality stout. If you like a stout, there's no reason you wouldn't keep drinking this one as well. Overall, I'd like to give them a 6 because they successfully brewed a very drinkable beer with oysters, but I'm not going to give an extra point for creativity. I haven't done that in the past, and I'm not going to now. I'm just going to judge it on its overall flavor, and frankly, I think it's a 5. It's a good solid 5-pack beer. It's a wonderful stout for a stout, and the fact that it's got oysters in it just makes it very interesting. If you ever get a chance, pick one of these up, have a glass of it. You won't regret it if you like stouts. It's a very good stout, and it's very interesting. You could say you drank a beer that was brewed with oysters. Have a good night.